ghost pepper sauce. Hello friends and welcome back to Reddix, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content. And today, I just have to, one more time, we have to jump into r/EntitledParents because I'll miss it so much the one day that I take it off. I'm being a little dramatic there, but that's nothing new. However, let us jump quickly into some drama that isn't centered around me and jump into this first story. Entitled Mother is forcing me to marry my cousin to make her a US citizen. It's a good plan. It's a good plan. I was going to post this on my main account before I came to my senses. This isn't really a throwaway, but more an account I'll use to share stories of my entitled family. Mom. Before you call BS and start joking around saying Sweet Home Alabama. 1. Believe me, I wish this was BS, but unfortunately, it's an actual situation that I am facing. 2. We are Dominican. I don't know if that changes anything. 3. I hate that song. Oh, well, I can't read this post now. You hate Skinner, dude? Come on, man. I'm 20 and male. Cousin is 19 and female. Spanish was my first language. I have a third cousin in Dominican Republic. They're not that well off in that country, and her mom's a little neglectful. At this point, it feels like my mom cares more about her than me, but whatever. She deserves it. She's a good kid who does well in school and wants to move to the US to go to a nursing school. She can't, however, because she isn't a legal citizen. My mom decided that it would be the best plan for me to go to the Dominican Republic in June or July and marry my third cousin to make her legal. She brought this up a few years ago, but I thought she was joking. Apparently she wasn't, because she recently brought this plan up again, but she started talking about how she had already booked flights for the Dominican Republic and stuff. WTF. I'm in a relationship already, and my mom literally told me that she doesn't care about my personal life. All she cares about is going to the Dominican Republic and forcing me to marry my cousin. Thankfully, I talked about the plan with my significant other, and they're supportive. Crazy. Due to the pandemic and not knowing if it's going to get worse, I think it's safe to say that we're not flying out there, but my mom, for some reason, still acts like we're going. Basically, I marry her and stay married for a year, and then we divorce amicably, and my mom pockets any money that's made from this, if any. When I tried to downright refuse this was met with screaming, physical anger, and threats to kick me out. I'm afraid to go to any family members because I don't know what's going to happen. I can practically guarantee that this plan is doomed for failure. Your mom is not the only one who's tried these shenanigans before. The immigration service is going to ask for tons of documentation, and if you've only been married for a month, that documentation isn't going to exist. You have to open a cell phone plan and rent a house together, stuff like this, have both your names on the bill. That's the only conceivable way that this would work. And even if you had all of that stuff, it's still going to cost a ton. Your mom's not going to make any money out of that. That's a joke. Seems like we have a lot of these sister, cousin, brother stories lately. I don't know if it's just me or if Reddit's going nuts. But anyways, let's jump into the next story. Insane mom feeds her kid a stranger's food, yells abuse, and calls us child abuser when she gets more than she bargained for. This happened a little more than an hour ago. Ooh, fresh. Entitled Mother is my flatmate's sister. She stopped by to pick up some things her parents had left here, and brought her 5-year-old with her. There was fried chicken resting on the countertop that I was preparing for lunch, and without thinking or asking anyone if she could have any, she took a piece and fed it to her child. This was a huge mistake. I'm a pepperhead, and this batch of fried chicken was designed to be a struggle for me. Oh god. The marinade had ghost pepper sauce in it, the flour and breadcrumbs were loaded with cayenne pepper and chili powder, and the oil sauce was made with more of the ghost pepper sauce. Absolute friggin' madness. I'm upstairs trying to avoid Entitled Mother. She'd be unpleasant company even when comatose. When I hear all hell break loose downstairs, the kid is in absolute agony, crying at the top of her lungs, and Entitled Mother is screaming her head off. I pop down to see what the hell's going on. Flatmate's trying to relieve the kid with ice cubes and milk, while Entitled Mother's letting loose about how we hurt her baby. I ask what happened. Entitled Mother says kid climbed up and got the chicken and starts berating us about how dangerous it was to leave spicy food around small kids. Flatmate calls her on her BS and says there's no way the kid got up there. The chicken was all the way at the back. After denying it, she eventually slips and says something like, "How was I supposed to know?" We press her on why she thought she could just go and take food that didn't belong to her and give it to her kid when she's got no idea what's in it, etc. And she starts into some hysteric crying, screaming routine, calling Flatmate irresponsible, accusing us of child abuse. We've ruined her day when she just wanted to see her brother. People are gonna think that she hits her kid. Wouldn't surprise me. She was doing us a favor picking up the stuff her parents left. She wasn't, it was her old stuff. And then she proceeds to throw the box against the wall. By this point, she's so out of control, she's actually got snot coming out of her nose. She takes the ice and milk off of the kid, who is still in complete agony, and storms off to the car, dragging the poor kid along with her. Was an interesting afternoon. 5 out of 7 chicken, though. 5 out of 7's an awkward rating system, bro, but I guess I won't judge. I too love to torture myself with foods. A few episodes ago, we talked about like some spicy noodles that a dude bought, and I'm like, yeah, I love those. I would totally get down on some of this chicken, though. Once you come down from your face being burnt off, you're gonna get like this endorphin rush. I mean, this kid's probably not gonna be having fun in a couple hours. If you thought it was bad going in, oh boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. What an absolute idiot. Here, child, eat somebody else's food. I don't think that's anywhere near as bad as the LSD gumdrops that my buddy used to keep on top of the fridge when he was in high school. Now that would lead to some real fun and adventure. Anyways, let's hop into that next story. Entitled Mother Yanks Off My Beanie, revealing my battered, mostly bald head to her entire family. Wow. 10k upvotes. It's gonna be a good one. So this obviously happened before quarantine, but I didn't have Reddit at the time, and it's still by far the most mortifying experience that I've ever had. This story includes G, my good friend, EM, G's entitled mom, and OP, that's me. So I, 15 female, struggle with this disorder called trichotillomania. Trichotillomania. That's right. It's basically where you use hair pulling as a coping mechanism when things get stressful in life. At the time this happened, I was almost completely bald because of it. I had patches of wiry regrowing hair and some completely bald patches. It was not a pretty sight, and I wore a beanie 24/7 to cover it up. Luckily, I had really supportive, understanding friends who did so much to cheer me up on a daily basis. So my friend G invited me around to her house for dinner one night. I'd known her family since primary school, so I was aware of her mom's strict dinner table policies. They were pretty acceptable. No coats, hats, elbows on the table, etc. But I figured my friend had to explain my situation to her so she would understand. This was definitely not the case. She was visibly uncomfortable with me wearing the beanie as we sat down to eat. Entitled Mother, OP, would you mind taking your hat off at the dinner table? OP, immediately uncomfortable, considering how to explain the situation in front of friend's younger brother. Friend, Mom, it's okay, just leave it. Entitled Mother, snapping, don't talk back to me like that. This is my dinner table, and I don't allow outdoor clothes during meal times. OP, Entitled Mother, I'm really sorry, but I'd prefer to keep it on for personal reasons. Entitled Mother getting up, this is ridiculous. Just take off the hat. When I didn't budge, she grabbed the top of my beanie and started to pull it off. My hands darted to my head, trying to resist. She went to make a comment about me being childish, but promptly shut up as soon as she revealed my battered, patchy, and bald head. Her mouth kind of hung open for a second or two as the rest of the table stayed silent. Friend, bless her, was furious with Entitled Mother, yanked my precious beanie from her hands, and quickly rushed me away from the table. Edit, just in case anyone was interested. Nothing much happened after this incident. My friend was really apologetic for her mom, and I was honestly too shocked and embarrassed to know what to say. She discreetly let me out of the house because I wasn't comfortable in that environment anymore. No doubt. Later on, I know that my mom had a discussion with her. I don't want to get into the whole other story with this, but Entitled Mother started to exercise her gossipy Karen nature around the other parents. In the end, she did give me an apology. It was awkward, but I accepted it. Now I understand having rules, that's perfectly fine, but at what point do you decide that if someone is breaking your rules, you're gonna go and rip a piece of clothing off of their body? You should always attempt to be the bigger person at the very least. If it really offends you that much, the proper procedure would be to not invite them back. Oh, is that the girl that wears the hat at the dinner table? No, I don't really want her to come back. But you don't physically assault somebody. You just took a bad situation and made it like 10 times worse. But then again, that's kind of what entitled parents do, isn't it? Oh, let's jump into one more story, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Entitled mother tries to get me and a cashier arrested because she gave me a 5p bag for free. Classic. I reposted this because I was still in shock the first time. Me, at the time a 12-year-old male, and my family friend, at the time an 8-year-old male, got given £5 and told we could buy sweets at our local supermarket. We were smart and decided to spend the exact amount so they would think this shop was expensive. So we went to the till, big lines, took about 10 to 15 minutes, and this is where we first meet Entitled Mother and Entitled Kid. Entitled Mother has a cart full of shopping, and we only have a couple of sweets, and she's tutting the whole time because she's apparently late for her appointment. She asks to go in front of us, no please, and in a snappy tone, but because we only had a few items, we said, sorry, no. At this point, Entitled Kid is screaming and throwing stuff out of the trolley, so we feel bad and let her go in front. Not even a thank you. Wait, you said no and then you said yes right after? Why? Why, bro? When it gets to her turn, she says, she forgot shampoo! And runs back to find it, leaving Entitled Kid and all the items in front of us. The nice cashier, NC, said that we could go while she was getting her shampoo. Big mistake. We started paying, and Entitled Kid started screaming, Mommy! They skipped us! By the time Entitled Mother gets back, we've already started scanning, and she throws a full-blown hissy fit. Worse than Entitled Kid. We were here first! Even though we let her in front. We deserve to be served first! I'll get you fired! Nice cashier then calmly explains that we didn't have a lot of items, and if Entitled Mother didn't calm down, she wouldn't be served. This was the only queue because the shop was under strike. So we finished, and nice cashier said, would you like a bag? We didn't have enough, obviously, so we said no, but nice cashier winked and said, it's my last day, what could go wrong? And gave it to us for free. Nice, but it's 5p, nothing too big, right? Wrong. Entitled Mother screams that we have to pay, and we're stealing because we didn't pay for the bag. We all ignore her, and then she demands her entire cart for free. Long story short, she's banned from the store, and there's a poster with a picture of her saying, do not serve. Sorry it's so long. I'll post an update of what happened if you people want it. Yeah, we do. Hey, here it is. Edit. Okay, so you guys liked it. So, the update. The Entitled Mother had seemed to calm down and scanned all her items, and when she was asked for the bags, Entitled Mother said 4, and the nice cashier added 20p to the total. Entitled Mother, what? Why'd you charge me for the bags? Nice cashier, because you've been rude all day, and I don't think you deserve them for free. I can't remember exactly, but it was something like that. Then the Entitled Mother scoffed and took the bags and tried to run out without paying, leaving her child. She got in her car and drove away without him, and the nice cashier called the police. Since we didn't know her name, probably was Karen, or her address, and the shop's security cameras were down, we couldn't get a hold of her. Kid wouldn't tell us anything. We stayed because it was getting interesting and wanted to see what happened, and it was getting to the point where a DNA test was going to happen. Just then, Entitled Mother runs into the shop, badly parked car outside, which still had her shopping inside. She grabbed the kid and tried to make a run for it, but was tackled by a policeman. She was arrested and, like you already know, was banned for life. I don't know why you had to go overboard in the last half, OP. The story was fine enough on its own, and then you had to, just make up this update. I don't know whether the update was made up, I don't know whether this entire story was made up, but it smells of a big pile of baloney. Tackled by a policeman? Bruh, get out of here. Stop it. But anyways, friends, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you will like, comment, and or subscribe if you did. Keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, I will see you then, and until then friends, bye bye.